The Power of Now audiobook summary. One idea that ends suffering. Most people are suffering, but they don't know why. They wake up tired, rush through the day, replay old mistakes, worry about the future, and fall asleep feeling uneasy. And they assume this is just life. But what if the pain you feel isn't caused by your job, your past, or other people? What if it's caused by where your attention lives? This book reveals why most people live their entire lives trapped in mental noise, why success doesn't bring peace, and why happiness always seems just out of reach. And more importantly, it shows how to end unnecessary suffering right now. Not someday, not after you fix your life, but in this very moment. Stay with me, because once you understand this, you'll never experience time the same way again. The book is called The Power of Now, written by Eckhart Tolle. Since its release, this book has become one of the most influential spiritual and psychological works in the world. It has been recommended by thought leaders, therapists, entrepreneurs, and millions of readers searching for peace in a noisy world. And the reason is simple. This book doesn't promise more money, better relationships, or external success. It addresses something deeper. The constant mental suffering follows you everywhere. The anxiety that shows up even when nothing is wrong. The voice in your head that never stops talking. The feeling that life is always happening somewhere else. This book solves the problem most people don't even realize they have. You're not suffering because of your circumstances. You're suffering because your mind is stuck in time, either reliving the past or worrying about the future. The Power of Now teaches you how to step out of that mental trap and return to the only place where peace actually exists, this moment. If you've ever felt overwhelmed, restless, disconnected, or exhausted by your own thoughts, this message is for you. At the heart of this book are a few simple ideas. Simple, but life-changing. The first core lesson is this. Your mind is not who you are. Most people believe they are their thoughts. Every worry feels personal. Every fear feels real. Every negative voice feels like the truth. But Eckhart Tolle explains that the voice in your head is just a tool, and most people let the tool control them. Think about it. If you can observe a thought, that means you are not the thought. You are the awareness behind it. This matters because once you stop identifying with every thought, the emotional charge begins to dissolve. Anger weakens. Fear loses its grip. Stress starts to fade. The moment you stop believing every thought, you create space. And in that space, peace becomes possible. Say it again, because repetition is power. You are not your thoughts. You are the one who notices them. The second core lesson is about time. Psychological time is the root of suffering. Of course, clock time is useful. We plan, we schedule, we remember. But most suffering comes from living mentally in the past or the future. The past brings guilt, regret, and resentment. The future brings anxiety, fear, and anticipation, and neither of them exists right now. When you are fully present, problems shrink. When you are fully present, fear disappears. When you are fully present, life becomes manageable. Not perfect, but peaceful. This doesn't mean you ignore responsibilities. It means you stop carrying imaginary weight. Ask yourself right now, in this moment, are you actually unsafe? Or is your mind creating a story? Most of the time, the story is the problem. The third core lesson is about pain. There is physical pain, and then there is psychological pain. Physical pain happens in the body. Psychological pain is created by resistance. The book explains something called the pain body. This is stored emotional pain from the past that gets reactivated by certain triggers. When someone says something that hurts you more than it should, when a small problem feels overwhelming, when emotions rise faster than logic. That's the pain body taking over. The key is not to fight it, not to suppress it, but to observe it. The moment you bring awareness to emotional pain without judgment, it begins to dissolve. Awareness is light. Pain survives in unconsciousness. So instead of saying, "I am angry," you notice there is anger. That small shift creates freedom. The fourth core lesson is acceptance. What you resist persists. Most people fight the present moment. They want things to be different before they allow themselves to be at peace. But peace doesn't come from changing reality. It comes from accepting reality. Acceptance doesn't mean giving up. It means stopping the internal war. When you fully accept what is, your energy returns. Clarity improves. Right action becomes obvious. Paradoxically, acceptance is what creates real change. And finally, the fifth core lesson. The present moment is all you ever have. Not tomorrow, not someday. This moment is where life happens. This breath, this sound, this sensation. When you anchor yourself here, the mind quiets, the body relaxes, and life feels spacious again. Presence is not something you achieve, it's something you allow. Now let's talk about how to apply this today. Not in theory, in real life. If you apply this today, the first thing you do is notice your thoughts instead of following them. When stress shows up, pause. Take one conscious breath and observe what's happening internally. Most people ignore this, but awareness alone changes everything. Next, bring attention to the body. Feel your hands, your feet, your breathing. This anchors you in the present moment. When emotions arise, don't label them as good or bad, just notice them. This is where real change begins. Instead of reacting automatically, you respond consciously. Another simple shift is to reduce mental time travel. Ask yourself often, what is required of me right now? Not yesterday, not next week, right now. You'll notice that most of the time, the answer is simple. Listen, breathe, act calmly. Finally, practice acceptance. When something goes wrong, instead of saying, "This shouldn't be happening," say, "This is what's happening." That single shift saves enormous energy. You're no longer fighting reality, you're working with it. Apply this consistently, and you'll notice something subtle but powerful. Life feels lighter. Your reactions soften, and peace becomes your baseline instead of a rare moment. Here's the truth. You don't need to fix your entire life to feel peace. You don't need to escape responsibility. You don't need perfect conditions. You only need presence. The power you're searching for isn't in the future, it's in your awareness right now. When you return to the present moment again and again, suffering loses its grip. This is not a one-time insight, it's a daily practice, and every moment is an invitation to begin again. If this summary helped you, subscribe to daily audiobook summaries. Each video is designed to rewire your thinking and bring calm into your life. And next, listen to our summary of A New Earth by Eckhart Tolle. It expands on these ideas and takes them even deeper. Until then, stay present, because your life is happening now.